Welcome to the Conquer Your Life podcast. Hello, Conquer crew. Welcome to another episode of the Conquer Your Life podcast. I am your host, Janelle Montero. And today we are talking about baseline nutrition habits that create a big impact in your life. I wanted to create this podcast because after coaching for close to 15 years, I have seen thousands, yes, thousands of clients come to me who are under eating, undernourished, and just don't know how to start when it comes to nutrition and eating healthy to feel good and make a change in their lives. So this podcast is here to help you think about nutrition differently, not as macros, not as fat burning, although no doubt if you do some of these things, you will actually burn fat if you're strength training in addition, of course. But to get you thinking about food as nourishment, as fuel, as a way to feel good. So here are some baseline nutrition habits that I always incorporate for women wanting to create a healthier relationship with food, because we know if you have a good relationship with food, if it doesn't feel like it sucks, you're going to stick with it longer. And consistency is key to long-term success, right? So on a side note, before I dive into that, and before we get started, I wanted you to just remind you that I would be so grateful if you would follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Conquer Life TV. You can actually view our podcast there if you're not into just listening and you want to see me. But I also have shorts on there that I post. So make sure you're following and subscribing, and so you don't miss content to our Conquer Life TV YouTube. And our Instagram, which is Conquer Life Brands, so at Conquer Life Brands. And if you want to really get some added inspiration, I do highly suggest you join my text support, which is a texting service that I use where I, yes, me directly, send you motivational text, and you can even reply back to me. We can chat on that line. I love this opportunity to get to know you, get to know who's listening. So if you would love to get in on that, it's a free thing. Just text the crown emoji to 978-226-6944. Again, text the crown emoji because, yes, you were all queens to 978-226-6944. And I'll send you some inspirational stuff throughout the week. And of course, if you want to talk about challenges that you're facing, you have questions, you have topics that you want to hear from me about on this podcast, send them along. I would love to hear from you. Back to baseline nutrition habits that create a big impact. All right. So my first one is getting to know how to build your daily nutrition out. Because when you think about eating healthy, most of us just are like, I don't know where to start. And then you hear, well, you need to eat this amount of macros, which macros are your macronutrients, your protein, carbs, and fats. All right, well, how much of that do I need, right? We're not talking about that today. I'm teaching you a different way to look at building out your food for the day for success. And this is my 5-4-3-2-1 rule. Okay, so basic model of this is you're going to have the 4-5 rule starts first. Okay, so 4 to 5 meals a day. Okay, each one of them having protein in them. So 5 meals, at least 4 of them need protein in each meal. Okay, then your 2-3 rule. 2 to 3 of those meals should have a healthy serving of fat. Healthy serving of fat. I'm not talking trans fat. Okay. I'm talking, your almond butter, your avocado oil, your coconut oil, your MCT oil, healthy fats. Okay. Chia seeds, other healthy fats, pumpkin seeds. I bet you didn't even think about those. Those are one of my favorites, actually, pumpkin seeds. They're awesome for hormone health. We'll talk about that hormone health on a whole nother episode. So, and then 2 to 3 meals have a healthy starchy carb. Have a healthy starchy carbohydrate. Now, this is your oatmeal, your rice, your sweet potato. It might even be some type of whole grain, a rice cake. Ezekiel bread is one of my favorites rather than your white and wheat breads. I actually hate those. Your lentil pastas, actual lentils, beans. So these are starchy carbohydrate servings. So you're going to have 2 to 3 of those a day. Not 2 to 3 in one sitting. This is serving sizes. Okay. So if you have 5 meals, 4 of them have a protein, then 2 to 3 of them have a healthy fat, then 2 to 3 of them have a healthy starchy carbohydrate. Okay. See where I'm going with this? Now we're breaking it down. 3 of them, 2 to 3 of them, most of these things are 2 to 3. 2 to 3 of them have a serving of vegetables. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm never going to say no to vegetables. I will tell you, eat more vegetables. The more vegetables you have, the better. Okay. In addition to these other things, if you're only eating vegetables, that's not giving you the proper macronutrients or micronutrients that you need. You are probably not getting in enough protein. So I get it. Some of you might be vegetarians. Again, that's a whole nother episode that we can talk about. But your vegetables, I'm never going to say no to. Like, have variety, but you need at least 3 meals having vegetables. So, if you're only having salad in the middle of the day and it's iceberg lettuce or romaine lettuce and it has no other like greens on there, like broccoli, or maybe it doesn't have cauliflower or peppers, like what other vegetables can you put on top of that salad? Okay. Romaine lettuce doesn't give you shit. Doesn't give you anything. Like there's not a lot of nutritional value there, right? So getting in at least 3 meals with vegetables. Beets are another favorite, a vegetable that people miss out on. Loaded with iron, really good tasting. Another thing I love is they have like pickled ones, like vinegar, balsamic vinegar ones at Whole Foods, super clean. They're already prepared. Those are great on salads or great just for snacking, by the way. Now going to our 1-2 rule. Okay. The 1-2 rule is 1 to 2 meals have to have a fruit. Okay. Now this doesn't mean like you're having a huge acai bowl and then that's one serving. No, because an acai bowl probably has your week's worth of sugar of fruit, right? Sugar is not bad. Fruit from sugar is not bad. But when you have too much of it all at once, your body cannot process that much, which I'll be honest, there's plenty of times when I'll have a smoothie and I don't have protein powder in it, or I don't eat protein in addition to the smoothie and it's all fruit. And then an hour later, I have the shakes, right? Have you ever had that happen to you? Maybe you eat an acai bowl and you have granola on it and it's all this fruit and banana and everything. And then an hour, 90 minutes later, you're like, I'm starving and I have the shakes. That's because your insulin level went through the roof and then it tanked, right? Because your body's just going to store what it doesn't use for energy. It can't use all of that possibly for energy right away. So we tank. All right. So our energy levels are poopy when we do that. So 1 to 2 servings of fruits a day, but ideally not in the same meal, right? So if you're having 2, you can even have 2 to 3, to be honest with you. A lot of people, but again, space them out. Don't go having 2 bananas a day. Like have a banana, have some berries, a half a cup of berries, have a plum, like space it out. But 1 to 2 fruits a day, ideally to start. Now, I'm not talking about a ton of food here. It might seem like it, but this is actually not really a lot of food. And the reason for this is most of you are under eating. Actually, you probably all are under eating. If you're having a hard time hitting your nutrition goals, your dieting goals, seeing progress in your body, it's probably because you're under eating and over dieting. We've talked about this on other episodes before about how that is a recipe for disaster, right? This is a good guide on how to build your daily nutrition out baseline. Again, some people are going to need way more carbs, are going to need way more fruit, are going to need way more fat. Like, so everybody's different. This is a good baseline model to follow and start tracking your food and then seeing what your intake is. So if you build out your food this way and you track via even a journal, track via a journal or MyFitnessPal or My Macros, whatever tracking app you use to see what you're intaking, then you can get a good, clear picture on what your macronutrients are. And then the next phase would be to customize those macronutrients with a coach, fine tune them, tweak them to what you want for results, whether it's fat loss, whether it's weight loss, whether it's maintaining where you're at, or building muscle. Everybody has different goals. Everybody needs different nutrients based on their goals, right? But this is a good baseline for you. Okay. So this will help you get going with it. The second thing I would say is incorporate texture. So this is another thing that's going to create a big impact for you, because you might be like, texture? Like, that's not a big thing. And no one's ever talked about that and changing the way I look at food. Well, I will tell you right now, you probably are getting way bored with your food whenever you try to eat healthier and try to diet and try to see results. You probably are eating the same boring shit, and you just get annoyed with doing it and not feeling good about it. And you don't like your food you're eating, and you're like, I'm not going to eat this because I'm not craving that. I'm craving this. The reason why we crave things is because we're not satisfied with the food we're eating. Number one. Number two, because we're probably not getting the right nutrients we need. So we're craving other things, right? You're overeating in carbs, so you crave more carbs. You're undereating on fat, so you crave sugar. So it's just the tumbleweeds, right? Happen when we don't do things correctly. So texture is one way to not be so bored with your food. This is something no one ever talks about, but it's something that makes such a difference when it is incorporated. And I learned this way back when I was competing in fitness years ago and would eat the same boring shit over and over. And finally it clicked in my head. I was like, you know what? Every time after a show, I decide to create new things, add new textures in, I seem to not mind healthy food. I don't crave that crap anymore. So I started to play around with it. And then as I've gone through the years and changed it with my clients, it's been such a major difference in helping them stay consistent in reaching their goals. So staying consistent in eating healthy to reach their goals. Okay. So you won't get bored with your food if you incorporate texture. So you don't want to eat the same thing every day, the same way every day. You just want to toss it out the window, right? So the truth is a rare amount of people can eat the same way and be satisfied. And you're probably one of the people that has tried to do that and hasn't been successful, which is why you're stuck, right? So if we mix up our food with texture, our palate doesn't get bored anymore. It actually triggers our brain that it's not bored as F anymore, right? It triggers our brain. It's not bored as fuck anymore. Wow, this doesn't taste so bad. But you're eating very similar to what you were, but you just started to incorporate texture, okay? So if you're craving fried food, it's probably because you lack crunch in your diet. Instead, there are ways to have healthy crunch incorporated and still eat healthy. So just last week, for example, I made fried zucchini, okay? And that was one of my sides to my meal. So I had my vegetable, and I normally never really eat zucchini, but it's a good way to get it in and get those nutrients that I don't normally get. It was something new to my palate. And I was also changing the texture. So what I did was I had panko breadcrumbs instead of like the crappy ones. You can actually make breadcrumbs with like toasted Ezekiel bread. I mean, there's a ton of recipes out there for healthier breadcrumbs. But, I took panko breadcrumbs, which are not that bad. You take your zucchini, you slice it pretty thin, and then you dip it in egg, which is blended. So egg yolk and the white blended up. You dip it in there, coat it, and then you toss it in your panko mixture. The panko mixture had seasoning in it. I put garlic and herb seasoning and obviously some Himalayan sea salt. So then I fried it in avocado oil. Okay, what you're frying it in is important because avocado oil has a higher heat profile than olive oil or some other oils, right? Which are shitty oils for you. Avocado oil is actually healthy for you. And when you fry it, it doesn't ruin it by being because it's a high smoke point oil. Okay. So this was actually a healthier meal and it made me so happy. I was like, this crunch, it's like, it tastes fried to me. It was different flavors and it was even a different vegetable than I would normally eat. So have you heard that enrollment is now open for the next round of my Conquer Challenge coaching program? It's time to get off the roller coaster ride of results and see long-lasting transformation through fitness, nutrition, and mindset coaching for an overall lifestyle shift that will have you conquering your life in just 3 months' time. Head over to Janelle Montero today and apply. I look forward to working with you in conquering life. This was one of those things that I incorporated in order to help me with my texture. Okay. So you might have almonds blended into your rice. Like normally you might just eat rice, right? And maybe you put oil on it or you cook it with your chicken and your broccoli, whatever. But a good way to incorporate texture into a meal is to make a bowl, right? Who doesn't love a sweet green salad because it has all these different textures in there? It's not just a salad, right? You added rice or sweet potato, you put on some nuts and seeds. Like it always tastes better. And it's because it incorporates texture. It's not the same 4 things you put on your salad every day: romaine, tomatoes, cucumber, and your dressing, right? Like it's different. So, have almonds and put even tamari almonds, like there's flavored almonds, put those tamari almonds blended into your brown rice, your chicken and broccoli and coconut aminos and have like a bowl. But the difference in the textures is going to make your mouth pop, right? So there's another way to do it. Let's see, another thing, like eggs, right? You might always eat your eggs over easy. This was me. I do love a good oozy over easy egg, but I got to a point where I was like, I can't eat eggs every day. Well, let's try something different. I tried scrambling them up and I put them with some nutritional yeast. And it was like, all right, I can eat eggs again, right? Maybe having them hard boiled. I'm in a hard boiled phase right now. Liliana actually loves her eggs that way. It's a good way for her to get in protein with her hard boiled eggs. So your same protein source, your eggs, are now made different ways. So your texture, your palate is triggered differently, right? Same with chicken. Have it shredded. Have the thighs cooked and chopped in tomato sauce, or have ground chicken, right? Like there's different ways to do it. So it doesn't always have to be like crispy texture. It's just different ways to cook the things that make the texture different and make your palate more satisfied. Okay. You might steam your vegetables all the time. Maybe you steam your broccoli every single time you eat broccoli, and it might be a lot. Maybe that's one of your favorite vegetables. It's a great vegetable, but have you ever put it on the grill instead and had it kind of crunchy? Like do it that way. Change your palate up, right? So all these ways to change it up, Buttercup, right? To make sure that your palate is happy. That is my number 2 thing for really making a big impact in baseline nutrition habits. My number 3 thing are super boosts. Okay, super boosts. You've heard about antioxidants and like superfoods, right? Super boosts are things that will help your overall nutrition be kind of superheroed in my mind. It helps your brain, it helps your body. So by incorporating some of these super boosts, you are nourishing your body and mind better overall. Okay. So one of these things are apple cider vinegar. I know you think I'm crazy. Like apple cider vinegar, I hate it. I've tried it before. I don't like it. Oh, wait, can I use those little goalie like gummies instead? No. You need the tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Make sure it's in the raw with the mother, like it says it on the bottle. Bragg's is the brand that I use, but there's a couple other organic ones out there. Okay. But you got to make sure that it's apple cider vinegar raw with the mother in it. So it will say it right on the bottle. So apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon with warm water, cinnamon, and a dash of organic honey. This cocktail, okay, is great in the afternoon or evening. It helps actually with cravings. It also helps so much with digestion, okay? So I really want you to try incorporating it. Doesn't have to be every day, but maybe you incorporate it once a week to start. Maybe then you go to 3 times a week and see how you feel. If you don't feel you need it every day and you're fine with 3 times a week and you feel the benefits of it, then stick with that. I'm not telling you to have it every day, but at least give it a whirl at least once a week. But I highly suggest 3 times a day at least. You will get max benefit out of it. Digestively, craving wise, it really will make a difference. Okay. Magnesium Calm is another one that I absolutely love. Now, I do this in the evening. The Natural Vitality brand is my favorite. It's literally called Magnesium Calm, and it does just that. It calms your body. It helps restore your whole body and brain. It is absolute must because we are lacking magnesium. Almost everyone is lacking magnesium in this world, and you don't even realize it. So it's one of my personal favorites before bed. It helps you sleep better. If you have any sleep problems at all, I guarantee you will sleep much deeper. So if you're someone that like feels like you need melatonin, actually try switching out the melatonin and using the Magnesium Calm instead. This is a huge one for sleep and restoring the body, especially if you're strength training, helps you recover faster. So I can actually, let me just break it down for you. Let's play a game. Did you know this about magnesium? Because there's literally a list of benefits to magnesium. So I'm actually going to read these so I don't miss any. So it's an essential component for ATP, which is the molecule responsible for energy production in the body. And it helps the body actually increase energy over time. It has a calming effect on the nervous system. Therefore, like I said, helping you recover better, sleep better, and give you more healthy brain function, which we all need, especially as mamas. It regulates your blood sugar levels. Okay. So it's actually involved in insulation. It's actually involved in insulin recreation and glucose metabolism. It can help with inflammation in the body, along with helping maintain a healthy heart rhythm. It regulates blood pressure by relaxing blood vessels and reducing heart stress. And of course, it's essential for the formation of healthy bones because this is why it helps you absorb calcium. Okay. If your doctor's telling you to take calcium and not add magnesium, do you know that that calcium is not being absorbed the same way? So if you're lacking magnesium and you're taking a calcium supplement, it's not benefiting you for your bone health as much as it could be. Okay, so you get the big picture. It's a missing link for most people, magnesium. So that's why it is one of my super boosts. And the very last one is something so simple to do every single day. Every single day. Warm water with lemon first thing in the morning. It helps digestion, promotes hydration, and yes, please have this before your morning coffee because I guarantee most of you are like, I need my coffee to poop. No, you don't need your coffee to poop. You actually need warm water with lemon every morning to help your system function properly and not the caffeine. And then you won't start the day dehydrated. You will start the day hydrated. Then you can have your coffee. Okay. So those are my 3 major super boosts. But I do want to throw in one more because I feel like it's really important and also lacking in the grand scheme of things. Herbs. Okay, I could go on and on about herbs. I've studied herbs. There's so many good ones out there. But the benefits of adding fresh herbs to your diet are so immense. Okay. So, from everything from fresh mint, fresh garlic, fresh basil, fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, like you've heard of some of these, you've used some of them, but how often do you use them? Right. Um, Herbs are so widely used in other cultures. Steve and I actually are pretty obsessed with watching YouTube videos of people traveling the world and seeing the foods that they eat. Like, we just love watching. There's a couple really good YouTubes that we watch. And every single country uses herbs on everything. Like, and it's all so fresh. It's not the dried shit that we're buying in the in the grocery aisle, right? Like, other cultures use that to boost flavor, but it's giving them nutrient boosts at the same time. So adding them directly to your food, putting them in juices are the easiest ways to get these benefits. And it's super simple to do. Someday I want to have an herb garden. Someday I will. And I'll be able to grow all kinds of fun herbs. But start incorporating some healthy herbs. Any herbs are fresh and will give you different benefits, but some help with digestion, such as mint and lemon balm. And then there's others that aid in like chronic inflammation, like turmeric and ginger. Also help boost immunity. So it also flavors your food so you don't get bored. It's so much different when you add fresh thymes, for example, to your chicken than using like dried Italian seasoning with thyme in it, right? Like, it really does pack a powerful punch when you add fresh herbs. So start incorporating them today. Even try to study up some that might be beneficial to you. And there are other ways that you can incorporate fresh herbs, like, there's dried lavender and things like that you can have within your home that really help boost, your mood and your sleep. But think about it this way, like, back in the day, holistic medicine, including herbs, were used so widely to heal people. There are healing properties with this herbal practice, and we don't hear much about it anymore. And that's been hidden from us for a reason. That's all I'll say. That's a whole nother episode, but we won't go there today. But it is so widely used from ancient cultures on to other countries. And it's something that I guarantee if you start incorporating into your world, it will make a big impact, not only on how you feel about the food you're eating because of how it tastes, but how it will boost your immunity and whole well-being. Okay. So there you have it. A great starting point to a healthier and happier you. And I promise if you start incorporating these little things, you'll start seeing a powerful change in how you feel. And of course, if you feel good, it's going to also start to trickle down into how you look and also how you look at yourself, right? So if you are looking to add in some healthy habits, be sure to sign up for my 21-day challenge. You deserve to commit to 21 days to feeling good about yourself and self-nurturing yourself. This actual incorporates 3 things to help you create healthy habits in your life every single day between fitness, nutrition, and mindset. And they're manageable. It's a manageable challenge for you. So go into my show notes, sign up for the 21-day challenge and start tackling that today. And at the end of the 21 days, you actually have an opportunity to win entry into my 3-month Conquer Challenge with me, which is an ongoing challenge now that you can join at any time. So I would love to have you, but tackle your fitness, nutrition, and mindset goals in just 21 days, feel really good by the end, and then submit that essay for a chance to win entry into my 3-month Conquer Challenge, because I would love to have you longer term and really, really get down and dirty with some of the things that are holding you back. So until next time, guys, I hope to hear from you. Again, make sure you join our text family by sending the crown emoji to 978-226-6944. And be sure to share this with a friend. Shout me out on DM. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, guys, with strength, love, and light always. Hey, Conquer Crew. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Conquer Your Life podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone else who you think will enjoy it as well. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the future tips, tricks, and motivation to conquer your life. Also, if you would please leave a rating or review, I would be forever grateful, as it helps me know I'm providing you with value and inspires me to keep providing you with some free badass content. If you are on social media, don't forget to screenshot this episode and tag me at Janelle Montero and at Conquer Life Brands. I love engaging with all of you and sharing to my stories as well. Signing off until the next episode with strength, love, and light always.